your last job? Or why are you looking to leave your current role? These questions can be awkward to handle and throw even the most confident of job seekers off their game. Do you tell the truth? Tell them it's a toxic place and your boss is literally making you sick? Or that you're afraid you're going to get laid off? Or do you keep it nice and just say something about needing a challenge? In this video, I'm going to share 5 steps to answer this question confidently, in integrity, and also in a way that sets you up as a great fit for the role at hand. First, let's talk about why an interviewer would ask this question in the first place. Even though it can feel like it, it's not necessarily because they're judging you or because they want to trick you, throw you off your game, or see how you'll respond to pressure. It's actually a lot more simple than that. Understanding why you're leaving just as much as why you're interested in the job tells them a lot about you. It allows them to assess your quality as a candidate. Do you get along with others? Is your work product substandard? Are you going to be a good team member? Do you have self-awareness? Do you learn from your experiences, etc.? It also allows them to discern if you'd be a good fit for the current culture, the current department and role, as well as if you'd be a flight risk should they hire you. Now that you understand why they're asking, let's talk about how to answer confidently while also overcoming any concerns that they might have. But first, hello and welcome. I'm Kristen Zavo, a career coach helping high achievers to land and thrive in their dream roles. Before launching my coaching practice, I spent 15 plus years in traditional corporate roles, including time in banking, consulting, finance, marketing, and strategy. I'm also the best-selling author of Job Joy, Your Guide to Success, Meaning, and Happiness in Your Career. My work has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Forbes, Flex Jobs, Ivy Exec, Real Simple, CBS, and more. Subscribe for job search support, including tips to answer other tough questions, and stay to the end where I'll share the most important thing to do before you interview and answer this question about why you're looking for something new. Without this one thing, even the best script won't be as effective. Also, I'm teaching a live job search strategy class coming up soon. I'll link to that below. The first step when it comes to explaining why you're leaving your current role, why you already left, why you're looking to do something different, is to really reflect, to be honest with yourself. What is the real reason you're leaving, right? What went wrong? And/or what are you seeking in your next role and why? Doing this reflection to think about what did you learn about yourself, about the work you want to do, about the people you want to work with, the organizations you want to be a part of, and what would you have done differently? Whether or not you choose to share all of the details with a future employer, this self-reflection is key to make sure that you don't make the same mistake again. There's no point in going through the work, the hassle of a job search, only to go from the frying pan into the fire. Said another way, you want to make sure that you're not just running away from a toxic or bad work situation, but that you're actually running towards something that is a better fit, that is more aligned, and that will leave you more fulfilled. If you're pivoting or changing careers, this is even more important. I've got a video just on that topic, which I will link below and that I recommend watching after this one. Now that you've had time to reflect and you find yourself in situations, maybe they're networking conversations, maybe they're interviews, and the topic of why you left your last role or why you're leaving your current role comes up, what you're going to do is lean in. It can be so easy to get defensive, nervous, awkward when answering the question of why you're leaving, bumbling some nonsense to just move on to the next question and get out of the discomfort. But in order to show yourself as more confident and honest, I recommend slowing down, taking a breath, and almost leaning in. You might even start your explanation with, "That's a good question," and then move on to show how you've given it some thought, which leads me to step 3. Be honest, but positive. Bad-mouthing your current or past employer will only reflect poorly on you, even if it's true. Do your best to keep it honest, but focus on the positive. For example, let's say you're looking for a new job because your organization was recently bought out. It's disorganized, your new boss is toxic, you're fearing layoffs, and there are new protocols in place that make it nearly impossible to get your job done. Save the venting for your friend, but in the interview, try something like, "I've learned and grown a lot in my X years at Y company. We were recently acquired and the restructured environment is no longer in alignment with my career goals and where I can add the most value. You can leave it at that or even have a simple example at the ready in case they ask for specifics. Of course, use one that is true to you, but an example might be this. Before the acquisition, I successfully managed a team of 10 and a $500,000 budget. With new management in place, teams have been dispersed, and any expenses over 10,000 must be approved by management in the UK where the new parent company resides. This is one example of a change that has affected my ability to do my job and make the kind of impact and results that I'm used to delivering. Which leads me to step 4. If you can use your reason for leaving as proof that you are well positioned for this job, even better. In that last example, I'm emphasizing my responsibilities, results, and desires to make a difference. All good things for any role. Another completely different example might be if you are leaving because you weren't challenged enough in your last role. You might say something like, I was really excited about X role in my last organization because on paper, it played to my strengths in analytics and gave me the opportunity to develop my leadership skills. Unfortunately, the reality of the role was that it was more administrative in nature with little room for growth. In this case, you're highlighting your analytics abilities and your desires for growth, which, if pivotal for the role at hand, showcase your fit for the job. Before we jump to step 5, let's review the steps we've covered so far. Number 1 is to reflect. Number 2 is when you're asked this question to lean in. Number 3, be honest, but keep it positive. Number 4, if you can, make your reason for leaving a benefit for the job you're going after. And number 5 is to turn the conversation back to the person and the opportunity in front of you. This one is really important. Your total answer should be maybe 5 to 6 sentences, a minute max. The key is to not belabor the point, but to answer the question in a positive, open way and then get back to what really matters, which is the interview or the conversation about said job. So after you answer, you'll say something to the effect of, and that's why I was so interested to hear more about this position, or which is why I was so interested when I learned about this role on your team. Once you have this down, you're going to practice, practice, practice. If you're doing it right, the way you handle this question should come off as honest, reflective, and focused on the future. But knowing what to say isn't enough. Remember at the beginning of the video, I promised to share the most important thing to do before tackling this question? Without this, even the most perfect answer won't land quite right. It's related to your energy. Even if you say all the right things, if you're still feeling some sort of way about leaving, valid emotions like anger, resentment, sadness, regret, that will be felt. Something I always tell my clients is that jobs are like relationships. So not unlike jumping right into dating after the end of a long-term relationship, going into your job search without having taken the time to come to terms with, to make peace with, and really heal what came up for you in your last role will not only make it difficult to land the right job for you, but it sets you up to make decisions not aligned with your authentic self and your goals, the things that are actually going to make you happy. Grieving a past job is an entirely other topic, so I'll leave it at that for now. But if you'd like for me to cover it in an upcoming video, message me or type heal in the comments and I'll add it to the list. Your turn. Will you give this formula a try? Let me know in the comments. Now, your ability to answer interview questions are just one piece of the job search puzzle. That's why I've linked my new job masterclass below. It's complimentary and full of value, and it will give you a more comprehensive view plus knowledge of what it takes to land a job right now. Thanks for watching until the end. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.